All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and we're going to be talking about PlayStation 5 Pro. So, I've been watching this whole Digital Foundry review, and there's a lot of things that kind of stood out to me that I'm like, wow, man, this thing is a bit... I don't even think it's overhyped. Here's the thing. I don't think the PlayStation 5 Pro is overhyped at all. I don't think anybody's really hyped about it. I think everybody is just more curious in how this thing is actually going to perform. And watching the analysis from Digital Foundry in their overall review and seeing some of the stuff, like the PlayStation 5 Pro potentially still only got 32 gigabyte throughput for HDMI 2.1. Whoo, man, I mean, even the Xbox Series X has a higher throughput. So that right there, one red flag. I mean, and if you're going to be doing 8K, you're going to be needing to use, gosh dang it, DSC, digital, gosh dang it, DSC, which essentially, like, it's like watered down. It's like an algorithm. It sends it to your screen or whatever. This is one of the things I ran into with the NVIDIA GPUs in order to use the 240 hertz on my monitor, because my monitor actually has the DSC technology in there. I'll try to remember what it means or whatever, but the DSC is digital scaling or it basically like shrinks it down, and it's like lossless scaling or whatever. Like you don't really notice like a major difference in like overall image quality or anything. It's basically like you're cracking your SSD throughput or whatever for your PlayStation 5, but for like monitors and stuff like that. So it makes it like my AMD cards, no problem. Boom, they run freaking all the way up to 8K. They do the 1440p at 240 hertz, no problem. But with NVIDIA GPUs, I have to turn it off just to get 144 hertz, because that's the actual native throughput for FPS on that monitor is like 144. But if you use DSC, then you can push that up to 240, and it still looks incredible. But the thing is if you're gonna sell PlayStation, if you're gonna sell people a $700 console and then basically upgrade it to like 45% or whatever, that kind of, yeah, okay. So my gosh, this might be a long video, guys. This might be a long video. All right, so they start talking about like all of the like the backwards compatibility, upgrading, whatever, PlayStation Boost, whatever, all of that stuff. Actually, it's the enhanced PlayStation 4 where you can get like the 1080p games. So essentially, if the game is running at 1080p, it will upscale it. But it's not really that great. It's not even really nothing to write home about. Whereas the Xbox will literally upscale your game to 4K from like 720p or whatever those games were, like the older games, actually does upscale it to 4K and it looks 4K. This just looks like they say it's got a filter on it, so it just looks so like if you're using like chromatic aberration or like any kind of like motion blur or any kind of thing like that, it literally distorts the picture. It doesn't know what to do with it. So you're still getting ugly looking blurry games even using this feature. So I don't even know why PlayStation included it. That's just stupid. Well, it does make the UIs look 4K, so I guess that's fine. They were showing Bloodborne and some other stuff on there, and I was just like, gosh dang, dude, that does not upgrade whatsoever. Not even close to what Xbox Series X is doing. And we're going to get to this point. We're going to get to this point a little bit later in the video, because it's like everybody says that. I feel like people are not giving Xbox Series X the absolute credit that beast deserves, especially when you're comparing it to the PlayStation 5. To the PlayStation 5 Pro. So now we're going to get into like the whole performance of Elden Ring. Really? Can't even run Elden Ring at a locked 60 now? Like, seriously? You're kidding, right? You're kidding. You can't run some of these other games at a locked 60 frames per second. Like the PlayStation 5 Pro will not run these games at 60 frames per second while using like backward compatibility or boost mode or whatever you call it. This is kind of like, this is insane. Now, obviously you are getting more performance out of PS5 Pro versus Xbox Series X, but I mean marginally. And they didn't show anything of Xbox running these games or anything like that. But Xbox intrinsically has the full range of VRR, and even on HD or HDMI 2.0, you can still utilize the full range, which unlocks low frame rate compensation on every game you play. So technically, if you hook your Xbox up, you throw it in 120 FPS mode, you throw it on, you know, like say you're playing a game that's 30 frames per second. Well, you're only going to notice this if you've got OLED. If you're rocking a 4K OLED and you're playing a 30 frames per second game, like, it looks choppy. We'll use Mark Cerny's words. It looks choppy, and it does. It absolutely looks freaking choppy. But if you're on Xbox, you can throw it into 120. You can put your Xbox in 120 mode, throw on VRR support, and that will smooth out the image to where it's not giving you 60 or 120 frames a second or whatever, but it is 100% actually, you know, smoothing out the image and making it so it's not as choppy on your 4K screen. So that definitely does help. When it comes to like some of the other stuff that the PlayStation 5 Pro is supposed to be doing in like upgrading some of these games that I mean, like, you're basically buying this console. You know, even Digital Foundry says that, like, if you're buying this console, do not buy this for that boost mode. Do not buy this for the upscaling of like your older games. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. If that's something, because that was something that I was actually looking forward to. And I'm setting up for testing tomorrow. I'm taking the whole day off. I'm gonna go pick my PlayStation Pro up as soon as Best Buy opens. I'll have it back here. I'll be doing a whole bunch of testing for you guys. I'll be showing you guys some of the stuff that I've seen, maybe comparing it to Xbox Series X, maybe comparing it to, you know, across, you know, from PC and back, and looking at some of that stuff. I kind of getting the feeling that PlayStation 5 Pro is going to do the exact same thing that PS4 Pro did in terms of, because everything they're showing us from the Sony first-party games, Spider-Man 2, Last of Us, all of these games absolutely look incredible. When you look at what Square Enix is doing with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that looks incredible. Like, that is exciting. That is worth, you know, checking out and seeing for yourself. But now we're going to talk about PSSR, okay? And this is my honest opinion, guys. I really do think that PlayStation 5 Pro is RDNA 2. And they say that it has hardware machine learning, but as what it's doing, honestly, guys, it's almost like it's using WMMA on RDNA 2, because basically is what it's doing is it's giving you what you already had, but then it's using the whole other set, everything they upgraded just to run PSSR. And to me, that feels like it's kind of a cop-out. Like, we're not even getting like a full-on PSSR. We're getting an upgraded system, but Sony found a way to make it work good enough to where it will upgrade your games. I bet you anything, if you ran PSSR on an RDNA 3 GPU, I bet it would look significantly better and run significantly better, because RDNA 3 is just better. It's got way more throughput. You can do way more with it. So I would like to see, you know, like some of these studios that are building like the PlayStation games on PC, I'd like to see them bring the PSSR over to the PC space so that AMD users can run it. Like, it would be cool. Like, there already is precedent with Insomniac bringing IGTI over, so it would be kind of cool if we could see that. But overall, guys, I don't feel like PlayStation 5 Pro is a bad investment. Like, I guarantee it. Like, if you're me, like, say you're me, for me, because I essentially invest in all the PlayStation first party games. So for me, this is actually a good thing, like a good thing for my collection of games that I already buy. And I've been buying digital this whole generation, so I don't even have to worry about a disc drive. But it does kind of suck if you bought a lot of disc games, because you are going to be at the mercy of, you know, the PlayStation Store, having to rebuy some of these games and stuff, and they can like take a while before they go on sale. But I would encourage you, if you do buy one, to try to find these games on sale, and when they come out, then pick them up, you know, get them on sale or whatever. But yeah, guys, I'm still fairly excited because I do want to see PSSR running on my own screen with my own two eyes with my own hardware. So I'm still kind of excited about it. But I do kind of feel like Digital Foundry pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the PS5 Pro being worth your time and in your investment. Yes, obviously it's going to be better, especially if you're somebody that's just getting into the PlayStation 5 generation. But if not, man, I really do think that your best option would be to sell your PlayStation 5 before picking up the Pro, just to try to, you know, eat some of that cost that you've already invested. I know for a fact that PlayStation's going to bring stuff out toward the end of the generation. Developers, third-party developers, stuff like that are going to be able to utilize this power better. I do. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad console at all, but I do kind of feel like it's going to be just more of the same. The PlayStation 5 generation has essentially been pretty much a letdown for the most part, but hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets better, guys. I still have faith in PlayStation. I still have faith in Xbox, so hopefully we can get something good out of this generation. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe.